this morning before we start anything. I think that's an important fact. And I feel really sorry for those people. They're putting their life on the line right now, and they're keeping us going. The restaurant workers, the doctors, the nurses, everybody out there right now, we're all suffering, and they're out there working for us. So I want to thank them first and foremost. And what's up with this crazy weather? It's April 10th and it's snowing out. I can't even believe it. It's driving me crazy. I hate winter. But anyways, let's get right to it. We have a really special guest this morning. Chantelle McGuffin from Boss Chicks Inc. has been a sponsor of Awesomepreneurs since the start. She's gone through all the growing pains with us. She's seen us grow. So I want to say hi, Chantelle, and thank you for being part of our show this morning. And I just want to say, how are you handling this mess that we're in right now?
Well, it's definitely a learning curve for my whole family. We are 5 kids strong. So my husband, Chris, he's still in the essential workforce. So he does go out to work every day, but we stock him full of his hand sanitizer. But we do have 5 children, so 18, 15, 12, 11, and 7. And 4 of them went on to online schooling this week. So it's a balance between doing my business at home, which I've always done, but I've never had to have the career-life balance actually here at home, where I'm also balancing trying to help them with school assignments, making sure they're doing their school assignments, because all of them are now distracted with some of their other things they could be doing. So it's definitely been quite a week.
Absolutely. Now, I know this online schooling thing came out, and I don't have kids, so I was like, I don't know how everybody's going to handle this. Was that a big adjustment for you guys to get used to? And was it a big change for the kids, or did they catch on quick?
It honestly depends on the teacher. My one son, Colton, his teacher is quite tech savvy. So he had reached out to me last Friday and, sort of explained what would happen with Colton's classroom come Monday. And he said, you know what, we're good to go. We've actually used this system before. They're using Google Classrooms. And he said, other teachers, it's sort of a gong show here at the school, but we're good to go and we're all set and all the students know how to use it. And then we have our youngest, who's 7, grade 2. And I think the biggest adjustment for me, and of course, my past career was a teacher, so luckily I know a little bit about what I'm doing, but the assignments she's being given aren't something that she can just sit and do herself. Like, you do have to sit with her and teach her a little bit so she knows how to complete the concepts. So it's definitely been a little bit of a, figuring out how much time I have to invest in helping them, and me knowing how to fit my business and my work hours still into all of that.
Well, you're an absolute gem, and I want to say thanks for doing what you're doing, and I'm sure the kids appreciate it and love you for it.
Well, I love having them home too. I mean, it's a catch-22. It's a lot of work, but it's so nice having everyone together. And I mean, my 7-year-old has now said, I'd like to be homeschooled, Mom. And I'm like,
don't go there.
You're going back.
Yeah, you don't want to go there full time. So Another funny question for you. I know you're newly married. And me, myself, I couldn't imagine being locked up with somebody 24 hours a day. Now, how are you guys finding that? Is it a big adjustment, or are you guys enjoying the time together?
Well, because he still does go out to work. I mean, he's actually started to leave earlier because there's just, in what he does, he's the liaison between a huge, like, international truck. I don't know if you guys know what international trucks is, but he's a liaison between that and truck fleets. So he's now making sure that the parts are there when they need to be. Trucks don't have the time to be off the road for long. So he's always getting demands for parts and people asking questions of him. And so he's sort of still working, right? He's not really home all the time. But I think the biggest thing is the stress factor, because he's one of the last remaining employees there. The workforce has definitely gone down because they're not as busy, but they are keeping those essential people in. But now the essential people have to sort of accommodate for some of the other people that aren't there now as well.
Right.
So it's a little bit stressful. And then, of course, he's coming home and the kids have been here all day. We have a little bit of cabin fever going on, where he walks in the door and it's a new face. And now they all want to talk to him because they've been inside all day. And there's just no downtime, is what we find. There's no downtime. We always have our kids around, which is, we're parents, we're embracing it. Our kids are our kids. It is what it is. And I also find what we talked about the other night is we can try to escape. Like the other day, he came home from work and we thought we'd just sit in our bedroom in our armchairs, messaging on our phones and talking about our day and having a cup of tea and coffee and whatever. Well, one by one, they all gravitate into the bedroom looking for us.
Yeah.
The kids are feeling uncertain too. They don't know what's going on. It's all different for them. And when they don't see us, they sort of go looking, because I think seeing their parents is like their comfort.
It would be such a scary time for the kids right now. I
They
couldn't
don't
even
understand.
imagine.
Mhm.
No, and like I find I have a dog, so he's my kid. And you know what? He's even become to know what's going on. He's not walking normal. He's a little scared to go out now. I don't know what it is or why it is,
Yeah.
but I think it's affecting everybody.
Yeah. They feel our stress.
They
I mean,
do.
we're trying to hide it from them, but I think our children, pets, they're more perceptive than we give them credit for.
I agree. They're
Yeah.
smarter than we know. I can tell you that.
They
Now,
are.
the next thing I want to talk about, Chantelle, is I know you've been incredibly working hard at home, and you've always done that since you started this new career of yours. I want you to explain a little bit what it is you do and how you can have some help for the people out there right now that are looking to work from home or looking for a new way to generate some income. And I know there's a few things that you can get right now that's not easy to get out there, which was incredible. You messaged me the other day and said, hey, if you need this, this, and this, I can get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy smokes, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize that. So why don't you explain a little bit about what you do and how you can help and the things that you can get right now that people necessarily can't get their hands on easily?
Okay. Well, first of all, I find that in the height of all this stress and anxiety, and I'm a person that I need coping strategies for my anxiety to begin with. I don't like the unknown. I like having plans. I'm a plan person. So the fact that our lives are all in upheaval for the last 18 or for the next 18 months or so, it's very unsettling. And I've actually found that in my own little corner of the world, I have found a way that I can offer solutions for families, whether it be getting our hands on hand sanitizers, disinfectants, or the income option. At least there's a way that I can control a small corner of my world. And if I can help someone cover a mortgage payment for 2 or 3 months, or the high risk person who's scared to go into the stores, they don't want to deal with all of that, I can help them shop from home. Everything's delivered to their door, 4 to 5 business days. Still, we're keeping that. Our online shopping club is committed to making sure that people have what they need in a timely manner. We even had stories of, the top big guys in our corporate offices, men that I talk with, women that I talk with on a weekly basis, leaving their offices and leaving voice messages that we're down in the warehouse, making sure the stockpile of orders gets out on time. Like, it's a real grassroots effort here. We're really making sure that people have what they need when they need it. So what I do, and it started about 5 years ago with me working with them full time, is I give referrals for an online shopping club, and the company pays me to give those referrals to them for customers to be able to shop online with them, and we get paid really well for what we do. I've been shopping with this shopping club myself since 2009, and the reason I started looking into it was my one son, Colton, the 11-year-old with the techie teacher, he has really bad problems with eczema. And when he was a little boy, he had really bad asthma, which he has now outgrown. But we were looking for alternative brands to use that weren't chemical based. And we found it in this online shopping club, and we found it at reasonable prices. So I started shopping with them way back in 2009 when online shopping wasn't even a big thing. And then in 2015, I had to make the decision between full-time career. Do I want to go back into teaching? But we have these 5 children that need a lot of time, and a family that functions a whole lot better when I'm home, be in the center of that storm. And so I decided to sort of put my head down with this online shopping club, get to work on referring people to this shopping option. And it just took off. And of course, in the last 30 days, I've never talked so much about hand sanitizer in my entire life than I have in the last 30 days. All I have to do is mention, like, you know what? I don't know if this will help you, but I have a store that still has hand sanitizer. You can have it on your doorstep in 4 business days. And everyone's like, what? What are you doing and where are you shopping from? And I need information on that. So that's definitely been a huge conversation starter. And then, as I said, with the income, I mean, in the last month, I've talked with waitresses. I've trained yoga instructors. Just last week, I partnered with a photographer. They're looking to bridge the income gap. And I can just say to them, you know, you put your head down and you get to work here, and we can definitely cover a mortgage payment, a car payment. This may not be long term for you, but if we can help you do that over the next few months, then I feel like I'm contributing in some way to what's going on here. And I have a small solution to offer that could at least ease the stress on what we're going through right now.
I absolutely love that, Chantelle, and that just goes to show the type of person you are, and that's why we find it so special that you're involved with Awesomepreneurs from the start. So I want to make sure everybody out there knows there's a ticker at the bottom of the screen, guys, and you can get a hold of Chantelle any way you can. It is impossible to find right now. I've tried. I cannot find it. So get a hold of Chantelle at the bottom of the screen. She's got a couple websites there that you can reach out to her if you're interested in making some extra money and finding a new way to generate some income. Now, I want to talk about Boss Chicks. I find it to be such a cool name, and I just love it. How did that come up, and how long has Boss Chicks been around?
That came up about 5 years ago. It was sort of one and the same thing. I wanted to have a catchy name, that would be empowering for the women that at the time when my team started. I now work with some men on my team, and they don't really necessarily identify with the Boss Chicks. But at the time when I started out, it was a group of us women where we were in a situation where we needed to make some income, and we need to make some pretty comfortable income in a fast, timely manner. And we just sort of came up with it. Boss Chicks took off, and we made a website around it, bosschicksinc.com, and things just sort of went on from there. But I find that it's an empowering term. The women that I work with on that team, we're really making a difference in the lives of a lot of families. I mean, now the income gap has never been so important to fill, but I find that there's always that need in families, and women do want to stay home, many of them. And we have the option to give that to them. And not only that, I would say in the last 5 years, it's become more feasible for people to actually believe that they can have a more gratifying career life balance. And they're willing to look at other options to bring that into their lives. And it's just a way that we love it. We love the name. We love that we work for that name. We love the team that we are. And we are Boss Chicks. We're really owning it, and we're bringing in some pretty comfortable income that really helps our families. And because of that, our kids are able to appreciate that we're home for them.
You know what? I love it. And I'm finding too, Chantelle, is a lot of the women in society nowadays are really, really stepping up. I mean, the times of old are gone where, the men were in the power. I find now that I'm meeting so many incredible women out there that are stepping up and they're taking care of their families. And now you find some of the dads staying at home, which is really super cool to see. I love seeing it. Now, how deep would you say your team goes? Like, do you have women from all over the world? And it's not just women, is it? You can have men in your system.
You can have, like, men can definitely do what we do, and we're all very successful. I find that it's something that's, if you're willing to follow the leader and do what we know works, it's something that anyone can be successful at. What I love about our team specifically is we seek to meet a need. We're not spammy. We're not very pushy. We don't really see ourselves as like a sales force as much as we're looking to offer solutions to needs that families might have. And that's sort of what I really love about our team and the way that we've gone about things. And that's the reputation that we have. And I really like that we've established that.
It seems like a healthier solution for everything as well. Is that true?
It is. Yeah. All of these brands are like one product. Can I just mention one product? Is that
absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
This has sparked a lot of conversation on social media. I see it all over social media, actually, not just myself mentioning it, but this, I'm trying to bring it into the camera, but this disinfectant, it's called SoluGuard. It kills 99.9% of the germs in our home. It is effective against bacteria. It came out during H1N1 and was effective against that. It's EPA approved. So it has been clinically tested. It kills the germs, but non-toxic, because I think a big concern right now is everyone's focus is on killing, the COVID-19 germ and making sure we're all disinfecting our homes. Well, now we have families using the toxic disinfectants with quaternary disinfectants in them that are very unhealthy for our lungs, spraying those products around their home 5 times more than they used to.
Yeah.
So right now we're fighting the COVID-19, but the long-term vision is that you might have families a year down the road having other health concerns. And why? Because they've overdone it on spraying some of the toxic chemicals around their home. And that's a real concern. A lot of those toxic chemicals can have some really bad side effects health-wise. And so looking for these other options that are just as effective, non-toxic, is a lot safer, yet still is going to be effective against the fight that we're in right now. So that's another solution that we're offering is, and a lot of families, when they have children that have asthma, like in my case, that other disinfectant at the grocery store isn't even an option because that could put him into emerge, right? And so there's a lot of families out there that are looking for the non-toxic solutions. And at the same time, as I said, this company, they are limiting the supplies to families. Like we can buy a bottle of this, 2 bottles of this per month, which actually makes 4 bottles of the spray bottle.
You shouldn't need more than that anyway, should you?
No, you shouldn't, but it avoids the stockpiling because every family needs it, right? And then the hand sanitizer, which has 62% of the alcohol in it, just to let everyone know it has the amount that is needed. We're allowed to get 1 big bottle like this for our families per month.
Wow.
And as you said, this is definitely more than enough for a family per month. And you can get these little bottles that you can put it into, and everyone goes out the door with one. And it's definitely enough to keep families sustained. And then because Chris goes out of the door to work every day still, we have also resigned ourselves to the reality that we probably will be fighting this virus at some point. And so what we also stock up on is our Activate C, which is a vitamin C supplement. The drink form, it has 1,200 milligrams of the vitamin C, but our kids can drink it. It tastes like Tang. They love it, actually. And
Wow.
20 packets is only $13. This has 60 capsules in it, and it's only $13. So not only are these products needed, they're effective, but they're not going to gouge our bank accounts. And that's also why I have loved shopping at this store for so many years. They're effective, they're high quality, and they're priced reasonably.
So you just saw it, folks. You saw a whole bunch of the products that Chantelle has to offer that are perfect for the time that we're in right now. It couldn't be more perfect, actually. Now, one of the things I wanted to do, I told you sponsors are extremely important to me and Awesomepreneurs, and I love you guys with all my heart, and I couldn't do Awesomepreneurs without you guys. We've got some other avenues for the sponsors to be able to advertise. So we have an Awesomepreneurs Inc. page. So what I want you to do, Chantelle, is when you have some time, when you don't have the 5 kids to wrangle up, go on our Awesomepreneurs page and put those products and put it on the Awesomepreneurs page, how people can get a hold of you and reach out to you really easy. Okay. What you should do at the top of the post, just put sponsor alert. If you put that in big letters, put whatever you want on there. Put how people can contact you, how they can become part of your team. All that stuff is important, especially right now. I think, you're a super important person for doing what you're doing right now and be able to offer these products that you offer. So if you could do that today, everybody will know where to go. We've put your links at the bottom as well. I'm going to let you get back to your day because, as you said, you're super busy. You got 5 kids to look after. You've got a major career going on there at home. I want to thank you so much for spending the time with us today. And just stay safe. Make sure you say hi to your husband for me. Tell him I'm thinking about him. Stay safe with all the kids, and we'll see you soon, Chantelle.
Great. Thanks so much, Kyle, for your time today. I really appreciate it. And, to the essential workers out there, I just want to say my own little thank you so much for what you do. I'm going to get teary-eyed. I have a sister out there, and she truly puts her life on the line to make sure that she's there to help her patients. And the risk is real, and we all just need to do our best to stay home. And if you're an essential worker, take the precautions. We're sort of in quite a fight right now, and just everyone be safe.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Chantelle. Thanks, and go stay safe and have a happy Easter weekend. We're on a Good Friday here, so go enjoy the weekend with the family, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye now.